Good afternoon to those who listen. It's February 8th, 2025, 4:04 p.m. And I just have to share this. Good news. Good news. So my mom is doing better. She's still on the breathing tube and the feeding tube. And but her lungs still aren't good enough to breathe on her own. So my sister went there today and asked her the question, do you want to take these tubes out? Explain the situation that, she might go if they take the tubes out. And she answered no. She wants the tubes still in there. So she's responding, she's awake, she's alert. And so now it comes to the ICU doctor, which my sister says she does not know. She does not know when that doctor is going to come in and evaluate her and then take the tubes out. So we don't know if they take the tubes out, if she'll be able to breathe on her own. They lowered the oxygen, I guess, and they had to turn it back up. But she wants to live, at least for a little bit longer. So whatever God's will is in this situation, let it be done. So praise God for that. That's really good news. We don't know what's going on exactly. We'll know more. But they said if they do take the tubes out and then she can't breathe anymore and she passes, then that's what they're going to do. We don't know when that's going to be done. But praise God, she's alert and she knows, she's got her brain functioning, so she knows what happens if everything, if they take the tubes out. So she knows this. So now it's in God's hands. It's totally in God's hands now. My sister is at least relieved of that part because she didn't know what to do. We didn't know what to do. So now it's that. So God is working. So today my son needed a ride to work and I knew I couldn't do it, and if I did do it, then I wouldn't be good enough to go to church tomorrow. So my son offered to try to find another ride so I could rest longer because he wants to go to church. So that's good. So he couldn't find anybody, and then it was, what's going to happen? So I thought I'll get an Uber for him. So he agreed to take an Uber. I'd pay for it. And for some reason there was an error on the app. I couldn't get it booked. So I told him, I'm going to keep trying. Just call your work, say you might be a little late. And then I guess he talked to someone at work and they gave him a ride. So there was a way. God made a way. So now I can rest longer so I can make sure that we can go to church tomorrow. So, God made a way. I was talking with Frank, someone I friends with at church, and he says, God will make a way when there seems like there is no way. And then that was like, I believe that. And then I was watching a video, and you know how when it gets to the end of the video, it'll just automatically put another one on? It put this one on. And I immediately started crying because that's God showing me that He's making a way for this to happen. So I praise God. I thank God for that because it is just so awesome. I know there might be a copyright on this, but it's weird, It has to be God because, how in the world would just this video, of all videos, usually when I'm playing a news video for my channels, it'll go in with another news story of some kind. But for some reason it went here. I think that was God. So that's excellent news. And my daughter is really excited. She really wants to go tomorrow. I think God's got something special for us tomorrow, and it's just wonderful. When this was happening, I felt a wave come over me, and I felt like my stomach was way better, and the bloating's down, the pain's down. I've been asking God for healing, but I've also been saying, God, I don't have to be totally healed. Just make it so it's bearable enough so I can go, take my kids to church. We can go out to eat afterwards, and then, drop them off. And then when I get back home, this is why I said, and that's what happened last week. And then when I get home, I'll suffer the pain. So that's what happened last week, and I got, to church with my daughter, and then we went out to McDonald's afterwards, and by the time I got her home and the time I got home, I was out for a total of 5 hours. And I was okay most of the time until like McDonald's, and then I started getting worse and worse, but I got her back home, and when I got home, I was in really bad shape, and I didn't, it took me Sunday and all day Monday into Tuesday to get better. And then that's when did I go to the emergency room on Tuesday, or was it Wednesday? I don't remember now. But anyway, God's working, God's healing, and God's going to make this happen so my kids can go to church. But this whole, this song that came on, it's just God. It's all God. So I was just, crying and crying and crying. So, praise God for everything. He's finding ways, even when there, doesn't seem to be a way. I'm still in pain now, and I'm bloated now, but it's tolerable, and that's all I ask. I don't have to be totally healed. God knows that. I would love to be totally healed, but even if I'm not, as long as I'm able to at least, do these little things I want to do. And that's all I need. It's all I need. So God's working this out. He's working away. I'm going to rest the rest of the night. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up refreshed. And we're going to get to church. And we're going to praise God. And then, we're going to have a good time I'm taking him to Denny's out to eat afterwards. So we're going to have a good time there. And I'm just praying that, my sons, this will be their first time going, and I hope that they like it. I'm praying they like it, and I'm hoping that they'll continue going to church. And then when I get better, I'll be taking my kids to church every week. I've been praying for this for many, many years, never thought it would happen, and now it's happening, and I praise God for that. Jesus is all we need. So I just had to share this because it's good news. It's great news. So thank you for listening and watching, and I just appreciate everybody. Thank you all for praying. Thank you for praying. God's going to work this out. Everything's going to work out according to His will, and that's all I care about. Whatever God's will is in the situation, with every situation. So thank God for that. I don't want to keep going on, but I just want to keep praising God and thanking Him for everything that He's doing. It's amazing. It's amazing. So for last few hours I was just crying. I listened to Healing Rain by Michael W. Smith, and that's just another awesome song. So that's it. Everything is going to work out. God is making a way. I love you guys. Thanks for all your prayers. Have a blessed weekend. Don't eat too much snacks at the Super Bowl. And just just give God the glory. Give God the thanks for everything that He's doing in your life. God is in control, and His will be done, and it will be done in His perfect timing. Thanks for watching. God bless.